What's up guys, Teddy Striker here, and in this video we're going to be talking about UFC 292's co-main event between Zhang Weili versus Amanda Lemos, and I think this is a really good fight that a lot of people aren't really getting too excited about. It's just surprising because Amanda Lemos, regardless if she wins or loses, she always brings an exciting fight. She has a lot of finishes for a strawweight, has a lot of power, great submission skills, and just a well-rounded fighter. And of course, Zhang Weili is just a freak of nature. She hits like a truck. She can grapple. She's very, very strong. Got really good technical skills. And she's just a lot to deal with for a lot of these strawweights. But in this video, we're going to try to talk about how Amanda Lemos can win this fight. Because in my opinion, she is the underdog to most people. And I also think she's the underdog. And this video is not about me saying she's gonna win, but I'm just saying how she would win if she what would basically be her game plan. And I think the first thing I would say is to draw Weili into boxing exchanges. She cannot be afraid of Zhang Weili's power because she has a lot of power herself, but she needs to draw Weili into those boxing exchanges. You know, with Carla Esparza, it seemed like Zhang Weili didn't really respect her power, and she kind of bullied Carla Esparza, and she kind of did the same thing with Jessica Andrade. But I think that Amanda Lemos is a more technical, maybe even more powerful version of Jessica Andrade, and I think if she can draw Weili into shots, because Weili is going to be the one pressuring, and in a lot of Lemos' fights, she's the one going backwards, but she is able to land her shots on the back foot, which is crazy. And I think if she can do that against Zhang Weili, she can win. So the first step is pull her into boxing exchanges. The next thing I'm going to say is to use the head kick, the left head kick. I know in the game, the game kind of fooled me because I thought she was a southpaw in the UFC 4 game, but she's actually an orthodox fighter, and I was kind of getting confused because I saw her fighting in the orthodox stance. But either way, I think she could still use this a lead left head kick. I think she's shown it a few times in her fights, and obviously Zhang Weili has a lot of power in that right hand. So a way to keep that right hand glued to her face is to throw the head kick. And as we saw in the Rose Namajunas fight, that kick is there if you can set it up well. So this leads into my next point, which is the leg kicks. I think she's a really good Muay Thai fighter, and Zhang Weili too, but Weili doesn't really check kicks too well. She kind of pulls her leg out the way. At times kind of does that sunshine thing, but I think if she can chop that leg, I think she can set her up for the head kicks later on. And now the fourth thing I'm going to say, it's going to be pretty surprising to a lot of people because, Weili is really strong. But I'm going to say Amanda Lemos should look to take this fight to the ground. And the reason I say that is because, of course, we've all seen Zhang Weili take people down and just maul them and just kind of bully them in there. But when Rose Namajunas got a takedown on Weili, first of all, it didn't have that much resistance to it. And Rose is not the best wrestler. She's not she doesn't really take people down like that, but she took Weili down and she kind of surprised Weili. And in this fight, I don't think Weili's going to be expecting takedowns from Amanda Lemos, because of course Lemos is a knockout artist, but she's got great grappling. She showed it in her last fight too. I think she almost finished, I think it's Marina Rodriguez. Sorry, I completely blanked, but at one point, she took her down, and I think she had her back, and she tried to lock in a rear naked choke, but she controlled her pretty well. And like I said, Zhang Weili got taken down pretty easily by Rose. And I think that if Lemos can take her down, I think she can exploit some of Weili's weaknesses on the ground, off her back, because Weili is going to explode a lot, use a lot of energy, but get more fatigue. She's a very explosive fighter, so I think whatever she can do to slow her down is going to be better. And lastly, the last thing I'm going to say that Amanda Lemos is going to need to do is to land that right hand. And this is a bit more specific than the other things. Like earlier I said, she needs to draw Weili into boxing exchanges, because I think she might have the advantage when it comes to the hands. But the thing with the right hand specifically is she's hurt a lot of her opponents with that. And that's like her best weapon. And, you know, she's got really good striking, like I said. But she can land that right hand and, like, start to, like, her Weili. Doesn't matter if it's, like, a straight or, like, a right hook or, like, even a body shot. Like, something like that. Because you need to get Weili to respect her. Because Zhang Weili, like, she goes into a lot of her fights with a bully mentality. And it works a lot of the time, because a lot of them just, like, they show, like, some signs of, like, retreat and, like, a lot of respect. Obviously, there's some that, like, didn't, like, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, but she got beat up pretty bad in the, like, it was a close fight the first time, but you could see her head, like, her forehead was crazy big. And then the second time in the rematch, she tried doing that. She got knocked out for it. So I think that, you know, you need to get Weili to respect you. So you need to land that right hand. And then after that, build off and, like, you know, start doing some of the other things. But mainly, like, the main way I see it, Lemos winning this fight is if she can land that right hand over and over on Weili, eventually get her hurt. Because, you know, Weili, she got knocked out by Rose. But after that, we haven't really seen her take some huge shots. You know, Rose hits hard, but she's not the hardest hitter. Then she went up against Joanna. And Joanna is not a power hitter. She's a volume hitter. Then there was Carla Esparza, which she was a wrestler. But Amanda Lemos is the most powerful, like, striker that Weili's fought in a long time. And I think if she can, like, implement all those things, I'll quickly go over it one more time. Like, number one, like, if she can draw Weili into those boxing exchanges, as she's going backwards and, like, kind of, like, waits for Weili to come forward, and then she plants her foot down, and then starts throwing with Weili, and then moves and repeats that process, she can do very well. So that's number one, drawing her into boxing exchanges. Number two, throw that head kick, lead the head kick to get Weili's right hand to stay at her chin, and even potentially catch her with a head kick. Number three, use the leg kicks, slow Weili down and take some of that power away, some of that snap away. Number four, take her down, grapple her. Number five, land the right hand. Doesn't matter if it's straight, a hook, or an uppercut, just land that right hand. And I think if Amanda Lemos comes in with a similar game plan, I think she could have a lot of success, maybe even win this fight.